Sure, don't watch her. Barrister Marshall, once again, you are a respected fellow. You are a respected fellow. But imagine some sorry boys. Imagine what they did to Barrister Marshall here. Just
I don't catch very dark my lawyer, Marshall. Justice for Marshall, please. Justice for Marshall, please.
All right, so I'm sure we've all been following this case of Justice Crack, how he was detained by law enforcement because of his post on Twitter, and how the human rights activists, which is Omoyele Sowore and the rest of them, have come out to advocate for him and all that. And we all know as well what happened in court today concerning his bail application. Now, this is just my own, opinion about it. You see, yes, I will agree that this is a conflict of interest because Barrister Marshall is someone who has a relationship with Omoyele Sowore, and also this same Barrister Marshall is also someone, or rather still that same Barrister Marshall has a relationship with VDM. So this whole social media banter is what is causing this conflict of interest since the unmasking of Omoyele Sowore by VDM and and all that. So what I feel right now is at first, the way I understand this case, at first, when Justice Crack was taken, I think Omoyele Sowore and his people, they actually agreed to do a protest, because I watched that video where they went to the Attorney General's office and they did a protest for the release of Justice Crack. And even there was a video I watched where Omoyele Sowore was on the phone with the AGF directly, trying to talk to him and find out why the guy is being detained and all that, and how he can be released and all that. So maybe as they tried that didn't work. Now, on VDM's side now, VDM said everything is not about protests. I mean, there are smart ways of doing something, which I actually agree with VDM on that. It's not everything that is about gra. Some things you just have to use your brain and think logically and try and do the needful. Now, what did VDM say? VDM said you're going to write a petition. So he instructed Barrister Marshall to file a bail application. Yes, I believe that's what happened. If they filed a bail application to the court, and as I'm talking to you, today was supposed to be his hearing that will give him that bail so that he can go home to his family, and maybe when they reconvene, they come back to court and then now do the needful to now decide whether he's guilty or not guilty. I think that's how it works. I'm not really a lawyer, but I'm just trying to use my own, common sense to try and put the pieces together. So now, I believe in court proceedings, the lawyer who files the bail application should be the lead counsel. So now, what exactly is happening here now is, I think Omoyele Sowore and his people, they are trying to come to the limelight and say, no, we should be the one handling this case. Maybe they've seen that their protest didn't work, and now VDM's idea for Barrister Marshall filing a bail application is actually working. So they want to be the one to come and take over the case. And now Barrister Marshall is saying that no, I was the one that filed this bail application. I should be the lead counsel. So this whole power tussle back and forth. That's what's happening right now. Now, there's something that I want every Nigerian to take away from this. And even Barrister Marshall, if Barrister Marshall is hearing me, he should take this very, very, very serious word I'm going to say right now. You see, in life, there are some. I know Barrister Marshall is a very reputable lawyer. He's very intellectual, very brilliant. You know, according to what VDM said he has more wins, which is more court cases that he won in the Federal High Court than any other lawyer. So I just feel that there are some cases that you don't just put your hand into. Like for me, respectfully, if I was Barrister Marshall, I would have allowed them to just take over the case so that this young man can come out. Because now there's another implication to this now. Because now that Barrister Marshall has withdrawn his bail application, it further endangers the life of Justice Crack in detention. Because as it is now, if anything happens to that guy in detention, they are going to hold Barrister Marshall responsible, because they will say, but bros, you were the one that filed the bail application. Why did you now decide to withdraw your bail application? They will say, after all, it was because you withdrew your bail application that the boy, now something happened to him in detention. You know, those kind of narrative, and you know Nigerians, when they start pushing narrative against you, they will soil your image. So I don't know why. Well, I will not blame Barrister Marshall. I respect him. I see him as a very good lawyer, but maybe his emotions and maybe something got over him and he just made that error. I will call it an error, because even VDM, I remember when VDM was with him in Turkey and they were all chilling and eating steak and flexing. VDM told him, he said, bros, leave this case for these people. Just leave this case. VDM told him that, but they kept calling him, come and do the news, come and do. VDM told him, just give them this thing, let them do this thing by themselves. I mean, I feel that's what he should have done, because this guy is a lawyer that people already know in Nigeria. What more fame do you want again from this Justice Crack from this Justice Crack case? I mean, you're already a reputable lawyer. You should just let this one go. It's not every case that you jump on. Just let it go. Now, my prayer for him is that nothing bad will happen to Justice Crack while he's still in detention. Because if something happens to that guy, Nigerians are going to paint a very dangerous narrative against him. I trust Nigerians. I overheard when somebody was saying it's VDM that wants to take the glory. You can see how they started the narrative now. Now they are involving VDM. VDM is not in the country. VDM is in Turkey, chilling with Victor Osimhen and the rest of people. Now they are involving him in this case. So, Barrister Marshall, for the sake of future purposes, before you take a case, why don't you seek your intuition? Or if you are a Christian, you are a Muslim, pray first. What has your spirit said to you about this case? If it's not something that you want, it is worthwhile. Yeah, that's the word. If it's not worthwhile, please just leave the case for them. The bail application was already ready. Same thing you should have done. Just hand it over to them. Let them just bring the guy out, because this guy now, his life is more endangered now. Now that, because the court has already arranged for him to come out today. Yes, the court arranged for him to come out today because of your bail application. But now that you have withdrawn it now, they are going to scrap everything. They will now have to file a new bail application, and that is further endangering the life of that young man. So this is just my own take about this whole, Justice Crack issue and all that. So this is just my own opinion. If you have a counter comment or you have your own opinion, you can please drop it in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.